Welcome to Fit Talk with Coach Luis. If you're serious about getting fit, then this is your show. This is a podcast where fitness enthusiasts share all the ups and downs, the challenges, and the victories on their fitness journey. Now, here's your host, Coach Luis.
Thank you for taking the time to come on the show finally. You know, we've been trying to do this for a while, and I'm glad that we finally got it all ironed out and able to actually do it. So yeah, thank you so much for being part of it and sharing your story with us. 'Cause I see a lot of your posts and a lot of the things you do on Instagram. You know, you do a lot of hardcore, real good exercising stuff. So give us a little bit of a background on you, kind of like where you are now, who you are, of course, and what is it that kind of started your journey into the functional fitness?
Yeah, for sure. So I have been doing CrossFit for a little bit over 3 years. I'd always been into fitness. It was never, CrossFit just wasn't something I had tried. I was all about, those light weights, trying to really tone my body. And people kept saying to me, you have to try CrossFit, you have to try CrossFit. And finally I was like, all right, I'll try it. What I didn't realize at the time or right before I started was how much of a problem I had with drinking. And so CrossFit was actually what helped me to get sober. So right around the first time that I started doing CrossFit, I also stopped drinking, and it was kind of a new outlet for me. And I fell in love. I mean, I remember the first time I went to my first class, and it was still like foundations. It was not, doing a WOD or anything like that, but seeing everybody do the open, because it was like the end of March, I think, at that time. And being like, oh my God, can I do this? And they're like, no, this is your first day. Like, you should just learn the movements. But I was like, oh my God, like, I want to do this. I want to compete. So I kind of, jumped into it head first and was like, I want to do this. And so I actually used CrossFit to help me stop drinking and actually quit smoking as well. And about, let's say, 8 months into it, so November, the end of 2017, I had a seizure, and it turned out that I had a brain tumor. So, worked really hard to get healthy and turn my life around, and then that happened. Which, it is what it is. I kind of look at it as something that has helped me to get where I am today. Not that, it's almost like a blessing in disguise. Not that I'm, happy about having gotten sick, but, you can only look, we've got to look for the silver linings and everything. So, while I was going through treatments, I had a full craniotomy. So I have a plate in the top of my head. I had, I want to say 10 different infusions. So chemo treatments, of different types. I don't know all the exact names of everything. I, focused on what I could. I kept training. I would bring all my own food with me to the hospital because I wanted to make sure that I was, still tracking my macros as best I could and eating well. And we know that hospital food is always conducive to that. So I just focused on it. I was, my training and what I could control. Yes, my big thing, focus on what you can control.
Absolutely.
And I, that was when I really decided, life is short. I want to compete. Like, I want to do CrossFit. This is what I want to do. I know it's going to be a long shot for me. I'm not, I didn't come up playing sports. I didn't grow up doing gymnastics. But I'm very, very competitive, and I enjoy it. I enjoy everything about it. So I, did mental training when I couldn't work out, whatever I needed to do. And then just set that as my end goal. Like, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to beat this so that I can compete. And so CrossFit has saved my life more than once. And I went to Wodapalooza earlier this year, which was amazing. And I'm really looking forward to the qualifier again for that. And I have a local qualifier coming up too. So that CrossFit is my life. I coach.
Nice.
Yes, I coach for a living. I train people. I do personal training. I do nutrition. But the majority of my time is spent on my training and trying to be the best athlete I can. Every little thing counts, 1% better every day. And I absolutely love it. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. I love it. And I remember that. That's when I first came across a lot of your story was at Wodapalooza, because when I went, the same last year was my first time as well, and we did the Water Strong. So I remember seeing you competing, and I was like, man, this girl is going really hard. And I remember that everyone was kind of tagging each other, of course, and the whole Wodapalooza family for 2020 and all that stuff. And ever since then, I was like, I got to talk to Emily, and I also, a few other athletes. That's what I love about the community, that you just meet so many people that are with the same mindset, the same healthy overall mindset, and so many obstacles that everyone's overcome that you would never think, that they're dealing with these, whatever you want to call them, demons or dark things or anything like dark emotions. They're trying to put it all out there, like you said it best, by controlling what they can control and going out there and just literally lifting some heavy stuff and having a good time. And everyone in that Wodapalooza was in the same mental state that day. Was just, let's have an amazing, fantastic day. Let's give it all we got, and let's just share some great stories. And I'm glad that we're able to do this, because then you can talk about, also how you trained to get to that point, to where you felt, like you said, the first time you went to the on-ramping class or for your first CrossFit, to actually competing at Wodapalooza. So how was that journey for you, especially with having to deal with the other things that came up, like with the cancer and all that? How did that affect the training?
I mean, I still feel like every day that I train, there's like new channels that have opened up in my brain. I don't know if that makes sense. Chemo kind of lasts for a long time. It affects you in ways that you don't realize. I have issues to this day with coordination and some things like that. Double unders are more of a nemesis for me because of the way that my brain functions now. But yeah, no, I mean, I give it everything I've got. Like I said, I enjoy competing. And I mean, I did an in-house comp maybe 2 months into starting CrossFit. And I'm pretty sure that I came in dead last, but like, I didn't care because I just enjoyed it. I mean, I did more than one comp during my treatment. I wouldn't recommend it. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, you don't realize until you're doing it, like how much it affects you.
Right.
But yeah, I think the long-term effects of what I've been through kind of show more than I realized, but I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm not going to let my past define me, whether that's, having been sick or having a problem with drinking, that kind of thing. Just going to keep going. Even if it takes me longer, I will get there. So.
Absolutely. And you're just continuing to train to do even more.
Continuing
That's
to
good.
train. Yeah, I didn't even let quarantine stop me, so.
There you go. And you're still doing, you're doing a lot of outside workouts, you're doing a lot of things like that. So you're still staying moving, and that's what it's all about. I see also, I know also that you do some, you're a level 1 USA, right, as well? For coaching?
So I have a couple different certifications. So I got my L1 for CrossFit during treatment. And then since then I love gymnastics. I would rather be upside down and walk on my hands than walk right side up. So I have my gymnastics certification from CrossFit. I have my precision nutrition because nutrition is so important. I don't think people realize. They're like, let me just work out all the time. Like, no, it's what goes into your body is just as important, if not more important. And then I literally just got my USAW weightlifting level 1, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. All these things help me as both a coach and as an athlete, learning different cues for myself, but also ways to help, the athletes that I coach at my gym.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love precision nutrition's model as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's very real, very realistic. It's not, and I mean, all the tools you get as well, it just makes keep doing the coaching so much more easier to be able to actually show people these great visuals they have. So I love precision nutrition as well. I think it's a great
Mm-hmm.
tool for any coach that really wants to help their athletes continue to grow, especially like you
Yeah,
said with the eating, which is, like you said, so much more important than people even realize.
exactly.
So, so in Wodapalooza, what was your most difficult event?
My most difficult event, I want to say it was called 9 Lives, which
Uh-huh.
was a workout where we were on the rig. We were doing pull-ups, and I think for my division, we were doing hanging knee raises, and then it
Mhm.
was clean and jerks and snatches. So it was like a part A and a part B, and it poured. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
So the bar was really hard to hold on to, both the bar for hanging and doing clean and jerks. And
Mhm.
then I was also too short for the rig, and they ended up having to stop the entire thing before it started, to get me an extra crash pad because I couldn't reach the rig. So that was great. And the weights that were on the clean and jerk bar were heavier than they're supposed to be. So it just threw me
No
off, and it was
kidding.
one of those, yeah, it threw me off. It was one of those ones I let it get to me. But it's all like, you just learn from it, and I should have kept my composure much better than I did, but it's okay. So that was by far, it was just the whole thing, like from the start, just didn't
Yeah.
go well. But, I didn't come in last, and that kind of was my goal for all of it, to not come in last in a single workout. That just happens to be my least favorite out of all of them.
I hear you. And we all have those. We all have the one
Yeah.
that was our least favorite. And that's how we kind of get stronger too, as we're
Yep.
prepping to compete for next year. We're like, okay, I remember that movement. I need to do some extra training for that, and kind of like get our mind right, wrap our brain around it. And
Yeah,
that's what
for
it's all
sure.
about. That's all part of growing. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
so I got a question for you is what do you use to fight away negative thoughts and how do they impact your progress?
Everybody has negative thoughts. I fall victim to comparison, and it's hard not to, because I want to be the best and I want it now. And it's tough, and you look at other people, you're like, oh my God, how do they have that? And, I want to be able to do that. And it's just, you've got to put the work and you've got to put the time in, and it will all come. So I do a couple different things. I actually go to therapy once a week, and
Awesome.
it might not always be, but we definitely talk about myself as an athlete, and looking at somebody and being like, I don't have enough muscle, I don't look like enough of an athlete. And so that's something that definitely helps. We come up with tips and tricks and ways for me to combat some of these negative thoughts, and
Hmm.
to help push myself, and to give myself compliments when I am doing things well. So
Hmm.
therapy definitely helps. I also work with a mindset coach, Dawn Fletcher. She's great. She works within the CrossFit space, so she's
Hmm.
super familiar with some of these battles that we all go through. And yeah, so just, I listen to podcasts when I can, anything I can to help me get that mental edge. You know,
Yeah.
one of the things we work on, or I work on with Dawn, is, saying thank you to the hard things. So, double unders, because of my coordination, I can end up in tears on days when I'm working on them. But you know what? I would rather have it like that than, be doing something that I hate and be miserable every day. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that's going to be really helpful for a lot of people listening to that. Absolutely.
honestly, I wish I'd started therapy sooner, not just for CrossFit. I think it's something that helps everybody, and
I
it's helped my
completely
confidence as
agree.
an athlete.
I completely agree with you. A lot of people feel like sometimes some people think, oh, they may think it's a weakness or thing like that to do therapy, and it's the complete opposite. It's if we want to learn why we're having these emotions and thoughts and things like that, we need to, if we go through therapy, we can learn from it and learn through these emotions we're having and learn how to deal with them versus just bottling it up. That's obviously the worst part to do. So that's really good,
Yeah.
that you're doing that.
I had a coach
And
tell me right when I first started, they were like, think about it like this. If you have all these like negative emotions, it's taking away from your training. You're thinking about that. If you go to therapy, like you get rid of all that and you have more headspace to focus on your training and what you're trying to do.
absolutely. That's so true. You're not wasting all your energy on that. You can actually focus on something good. That's great.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So what is your motivation? Like, what is your why for going as hard as you do and doing what you do as a coach?
It's a couple different things. So my why as an athlete, I genuinely enjoy competing. I want to see what my body can do. I want to show people that your past doesn't define you, and you can come back from anything that you can overcome anything, any obstacle that's thrown in your way. But just because I have people tell me all the time, you're not built for CrossFit. You're not going to make it. You'll never make it to the games. Thank you for telling me that, because you're just feeding my fire. Like
you're fueling that.
Exactly. Like, okay, watch me. Like that's, a hashtag I use frequently. Watch me, because it might take a long time, but I will get there.
That's right.
And so that's my why. I genuinely enjoy it. I'm happy, I love my life and what I'm doing. But then on the side of coaching, I want to see people live their best lives. I know how much easier my treatments were because of the active lifestyle I lived. I mean, my doctors, I'm known as the CrossFit chick. I mean, everybody knows that.
Nice.
I mean, I was doing handstands in the hospital, but they know that
awesome.
The way things went, and I say this to people, everybody's treatment is different, but they genuinely think that the things that I did helped. So
absolutely.
I want people to know that, it's, I don't care who you are. I coach young, teenagers, and then I coach my mom once or twice a week. It's for anybody. And I just want to see people live a long and healthy life.
Okay, cool. So you were saying that they called you the CrossFit lady at the hospital. You were doing handstand walks. And you also said that you believe that the type of training you've been doing and were doing before that led to your speedy recovery. And that is 100% true. I actually just finished interviewing a good friend of mine, Mike Walker, and he's an older guy, but he's been doing functional fitness and a lot of exercising his whole life. And he actually had a heart attack, and they said that he was in the 1% percentile for people that actually lived through that, and they attributed his recovery that was so fast due to all the functional fitness he was doing. So yeah, you are absolutely right. If you live a long, healthy, active lifestyle, your body will recover from things like this much faster.
Yeah, more than likely, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. There's always an exception to a few things.
Exactly.
But yeah, the odds of you getting better are much in our favor. Absolutely.
Exactly. Just we might as well up the ante here, up the odds here.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, so I got a few fun facts about you I would love to ask you. So
okay.
Any good books that you're reading to help you that you recommend anybody?
Yes. So reading was a lot of what got me through. I think I actually just took a picture of my book collection recently. So I'm a huge fan of Ben Bergeron. I listen to his podcast every week. So when Chasing Excellence came out, it was definitely a must read for me. So that would be one I would recommend. I'm trying to see. I'm not going to remember all the authors' names off the top of my head, but I know another one that I loved was Grit, Atomic Habit. Let's see, what else off the top of my head? I'm actually reading Compete every day right now, and that's been a good one. They just came out with the book.
Okay.
And it's been one that I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, any book that you can get that's going to help you with your mindset, I think go for it, because I don't think people realize, like, training and, you know, wanting to be successful, so much of it is mindset based, not necessarily just your training. So
absolutely, it's train your mind and your body will follow.
Exactly. You know, visualization, all of that. Oh, here we go. Here's my book collection. Not that you can see it. All right. Just some of my.
Well, you can send it to me and I'll post it if you want.
Yeah, no, I can definitely send it to you, because it's got some great reads. You know, I've read Habits of Highly Effective People, Relentless. So many good books. So I'll send it over, and yeah, definitely share it with everybody, because it's all
please. I would love to. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be really helpful for so many. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh, so then, and what are your top 3 favorite things to do on your active rest days?
Oh my goodness, rest is so hard for me. I like training, so like when I'm not training, my rest days, I try to do something that's gonna help me. Whether, you know, I just took my first ice bath for the first time. I'll go for, I don't know if it counts, but like going for a bike ride, you know, just something, taking it easy, exploring the city. That kind of thing. And then reading. I mean, this is what I do. I read at night when I go to bed, but also, you know, on my off days, reading these books. And like I said, it helps me as an athlete, then I'm going to do it. So yeah. So
absolutely. Nice.
That's
really
what
good
I do in my off
stuff.
time.
No,
the non-training aspect.
The non-training, yeah. And the thing is that you're actually still, your body needs so much more attention, even when, because you're supposed to rest to recover. That's the only time to recover. But you're absolutely right. It's very difficult when you have that competitive mindset to actually, you know, let yourself rest, because we feel like, no, I need to train. But that resting is just as important, just as like the nutrition is that you said. You know, it's all,
if I don't
it's
sleep,
all about balance.
my training is affected. Like, I can feel it. And I know that as much as I want to train, because I enjoy it, taking the time to recover just makes me better as an athlete. So I do it, but not always the most fun.
No, and that's where one thing that, and no, they don't endorse me, but I use the whoop straps because of that. It helps me to really balance out and understand, like, okay, I feel like I can work out, but I'm really not supposed to be working out. So that's what's helped me so much with staying on track with that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just got one actually last month, and I love it just because it gives me a good understanding of where I'm at. You know, did I recover appropriately? Did I not? And, you know, because sleep is so important, it's, you know, and that's one of the aspects that it tracks. I love it. I would definitely recommend it to anybody. And yeah, not endorsed either, but I've had it literally for only a month and I love it. It honestly, because I'm so competitive, I'm like, can I get a better recovery score today? Like, what can I, you know, how can I sleep better tonight to get a better score? So
exactly. And that's also kind of a challenge where our competitiveness comes in, you know?
Exactly.
So, all right. So I got one final thought for you.
Okay.
What message would you want to send out to anyone listening?
Never let anything hold you back. Like, never let your thoughts, never let anybody else's opinions hold you back. And that life is short and you gotta do what makes you happy.
Absolutely. I love it.
Those are my 2 things, because you never know. And, you know, I've done the office job and I'm so much happier now.
Yeah. That's all it's just about, is finding, like you said, what makes you happy, and just go for it. You know, prep for it responsibly and get ready for it, and then just do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want something, go for it. And that's, you know, I'm very lucky. I have family that's supportive of me and, encourages my goals. But yeah, no, never let anything hold you back. And that's exactly, I'm determined, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then for the negative people, that say, oh, you can't, please keep on doing that, because that's just
exactly.
fueling our
I'm
passion.
like, thank you so much, because I'm so amped up right now. Like that's exactly what I say.
Yeah. All it does is fuel our passion. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, awesome. Emily, it was so good talking to you. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy days.
Thank you
it's
for
Sunday,
having me.
so absolutely. I'm glad we got to do this, and I'm sure we'll definitely meet up again and do some more awesome things. And
yes.
when Wodapalooza comes out,
I was
I look forward to seeing you there.
Wodapalooza 2021. Yeah. I'm already, I got my game plan training wise for the qualifier in January, so I'm ready to go.
I am I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Excited.
Yeah, maybe we can do some quick little check-ins here and there, like kind of how the training is going and the journey is going. I think that'd be super fun.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, Emily. Well, you take care. And and also before I forget, whoever wants to reach out to you, maybe if they want to have some pointers here and there, what's the best way to reach you on social media?
My Instagram handle is CrossFit_Emily. Super simple, but I think that describes me very, very well. I have people who that's it, just CrossFit_Emily, and people awesome. Know me. People I've gotten called in the streets, hey, CrossFit Emily. I'm like, what? Like,
yep, there you go. And that's perfect. Then everyone knows. Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Thank you so much again, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And for everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in and listening into this chat, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for checking out Fit Talk with Coach Luis. Remember to follow us on social media, on Instagram @Live2Progress and on Twitter @Live2Progress. Stay tuned for more episodes of Fit Talk with Coach Luis coming soon. And remember, always live to progress.